Hello, and welcome to String Training. In this class, we're going to take a look at the actual recorded version of Stairway to Heaven. If you're looking for my arrangement, move on to level number 2, where I start to tackle that. But if you're looking to actually just play what Jimmy Page played, or something very similar to it, then stick with this class and I'll take you through the arpeggios and maybe simplify a few things and give you some chords as well. So, we're in standard tuning, no capo required. We're going to do a bar of the 5th fret. What I'm going to do is bar 3 strings with my first finger. And what we're going to tackle here is the introduction. So 3 strings, fret number 5 with my first finger, bringing my 3rd finger over, getting the 7th fret on string number 4. Now I'm going to play an arpeggio from string 4 to string 1. Hopefully you'll play it cleaner than that. Let's try that again. There we go. Moving on to our next chord. Drop your 3rd finger straight down in fret number 7 to string number 1. I'm going to play this arpeggio minus the bass note at first. So here it is. So string 1, 2, 3, 1. Let's return to playing the bass note on string number 4 here. Our 2nd finger comes in and gets that fret number 6. Alright, we're going to pinch string 4 and string 1 together. Follow through and finish that arpeggio. So, string 2, string 3, string 1. Alright, moving on to our 3rd chord. Our bar is going to raise 1 string so that we now have 4 strings. And our 4th finger comes down and gets the 8th fret on string number 1. The arpeggio with our right hand is exactly the same as what we did previously. Pinch 4 and 1 together. So we have 3 arpeggios here. Straight up there from string 4 to 1. We're going to change positions down here to get a D. There's actually, this played just the arpeggio without our bass note. You know, that's very similar. We've done that on several chords now. The bass note here is actually going to be the F sharp, or 4th fret, on string number 4. So to play the D chord, I'm going to, again, provide a bar of 3 strings. Bring in my 2nd finger to get that 3rd fret on string number 2. Bring my 3rd finger over. Now this is very similar to the very first chord in the song. For example, here's our first chord. 5th fret, 3rd finger over. I'm going to move this whole thing down to the 2nd fret. Add in the 2nd finger. Alright. Slide back a half tone into the first position. Create an F grip, 1, 2, and 3. Open first string here. An extended arpeggio. This time we end on string number 2. So that's string 1, 2, 3, 2. And then we play these string 1, 2, and 3. Open strings here. 2, 3, and 4. And an A minor chord to finish it off. So I know everybody, I'm sure you know what that sounds like. But sometimes the bar chords and the bass notes themselves can be challenging to add in. So you could play this, you know, with very sparse bass movement. For example, with our first chord, I could play open string 5, no 3rd finger on string 4. Still sounds nice. So chords number 2 and 3 had no bass notes at all. So we had the down to your D, F, A minor, or G, which is our open strings, or A minor. So that's a very simple way to go through, but still provides, I'm sure everybody know what you're playing, even though they might think something's missing, which is those few bass notes. Okay, moving into the next segment, which I'm just going to provide the chords for the next piece, and then we could maybe break those chords down into some simplified arpeggios. we're going to play through and go C to D, F to A minor. We're halfway through. C, G, and D. And just repeat here. C, D, F, and A minor. C, G. We're going to end this on an F, or F major 7, which is release that bar. Okay, for that part of the song, Jimmy Page actually arpeggiates all those chords. Now the arpeggios obviously are very important, but go through, get your fingers on those chords, and if you're ready, then let's just provide maybe some very simple arpeggios going straight up the chords from our bass note in the chord and on up through our fingers. For example, there's our C, our D, F, A minor, C again, G, and with a D, often he'll do that pull with our fourth finger on our D chord. That walk that you're often hearing here is open in 2nd fret on string number 5 to our C chord. Again, my arpeggio is straight up from thumb down to ring finger. But then we end on in the F major 7. So that gets you through the introduction of the song. It's the two components kind of going back and forth, the upper voices here, and then down to the C chord kind of thing. Moving on to some of the later verses. Again, it's kind of based around our C chord. What I had there was C. This is a G/B. Now, if you're having some challenges playing the G/B, let's actually change it just a little bit. We'll do C, move your 2nd finger up onto string 5, release your 3rd. Notice that I'm still gripping my 1st finger here in the 1st fret on string number 2. I often do this for beginning students. Just have that finger to pivot around, and we go to our A minor chord, and still that 1st finger hasn't moved yet. I forgot the chord progression myself. The ending is an F major 7 to an A minor. So you could go through that entire verse with that 1st finger kind of planted down. My arpeggios are very simple. I'm going thumb down to ring finger. So we're not exactly playing what we hear in the song, but you know, a lot of people would think you are. Just to clarify that this lesson is for, you know, it's a level 1 kind of lesson, which is still challenging, but I try to make it a little easier for some students who are just beginning to grasp and go through. Alright, so that was again covering verses 4 and 5. I'm not sure how many verses there are, but let's move on to the breakdown just prior to the guitar solo. Here we have a D. And what we're going to do is we're going to provide a melody on string number 1 above this D chord. The melody is going to go open string, release your 2nd finger, 2nd fret, bring that 2nd finger back down, and 3rd fret, bring your 4th finger down. I'm going to go slowly. I'm going to strum the D chord at the same time. Now within those 3 strums, I went down with the open string, up with the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, down with the 3rd fret, 4th finger. We're going to speed that up considerably. Conclude on that D. Alright, come in and get a C chord. Now what we're going to do is going to be a C9, and we're going to add several notes on top of that, but let's bring our 2nd finger over to grab the C on string number 5, getting us this nice C9 chord, holding a 3rd fret string 5, Still holding that 3rd fret, string number 2. My first finger is going to provide the 2nd fret, or F sharp, on string number 1. Release that 2nd fret. There's my strumming. 1 upstroke in there. Repeat. Alright, we're heading into the guitar solo portion. A minor. That's an A minor / G, or A minor 7. We're bringing our 3rd finger across, getting that 3rd fret on string number 6. To an F major 7. And that could get you through the guitar solo. And we've got 1 theme remaining, and that's our final verse into the ending, which if we wanted to stick down here in the 1st position, we could just use the same chords we just had, but we'll change the rhythm a little bit. 2 down strums on the A minor, 2 down strums on this A minor / G, and then strum through the measure on the F, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that could get you through the whole song right to the end. If you're good with power chords, let's give that a whirl. Power chord 5 and 7, string 6. Oh, sorry, 1 fret lower. So I went from the 5th fret to the 3rd fret, down to the 1st fret. Alright. If you're ready to proceed to the next level, then please do so, and we're going to take a look at my actual arrangement of this song. Thanks.